Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Raw review for July 28th, 2014. Of course, we are the Wrestling Marks. I'm Alvin Alpha with my good friend here, Giovanni.
That's me.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks. Okay, so we kick off the show, of course, with John Cena, not the Authority, which I was pissed off again. So I feel like now, since we're in the reality era, it's rather Cena or just Triple H. I feel like that's just gonna happen every week now, which I wouldn't be surprised. But um, Cena comes out and he says he found out about Planty last week and says the Authority has it out for him and all that jazz. But Cena says he's gonna overfight the odds, of course, because he's gonna beat Brock just like at Extreme Rules in 2012. And I'm kind of cringed when he mentioned that because that was such an old match, and I didn't think it was I didn't think it was like the best match. I feel like it was just Brock kicking everybody's ass, and then like Cena just punching him with the chain. But I don't know. Hopefully we get a better match. I feel like there just needs a stipulation. I don't know if you guys noticed, but um, every match that Brock Lesnar has been in, it's been a like no disqualification match. Like even CM Punk versus Brock at the last minute, they changed it to no disqualification. It's always been a good match, I guess. But I feel like actually Brock didn't have a stipulation with Undertaker, which made it a really ill match. So I really hope they have like a stipulation. Hopefully they do. I think it'll be like added to the fact that they're both brawlers and all that. So after that, Paul Heyman comes out, and Paul Heyman, like, of course he has to fucking mention Undertaker like 24/7, and he says Cena is the victim of Brock Lesnar, and he should ask Undertaker what it's like to be a victim of Brock Lesnar, and he was just shooting down Undertaker like the whole time. He was saying like Undertaker was like hiding it like until WrestleMania of Brock Lesnar. I feel like that really just like he got no reaction to it because like they don't want to cheer Cena, but they don't want to cheer Paul. It was really weird. But Cena comes back and says, of course, what he usually says. He has passion for the company, and he never gives up, right? And yeah, but Brock Lesnar, he doesn't care about the company. He just cares about making money and all that. So, of course, it's all that true shit. And um, Cesaro comes out, and he mostly says everything that the IWC says. You know how he can't wrestle, and he has like a stupid attire. I really thought what was funny was when Cesaro said, "Where'd you get your shoes at Kmart?" And I was like really laughing at that for some reason, because they were actually promoting Kmart at one point. I think they still are,
Yeah, that is
right?
all. That is
Yeah,
why I was laughing too, because
because like they're
they were
promoting Kmart.
sponsored by Kmart.
I'm
It's
just
just
like,
goddamn.
Kmart is just like sitting there like, oh, what the hell is this?
So within 1 or 2 weeks, we'll see John Cena sneakers at Kmart.
Pretty much, pretty much. So Cesaro he basically challenges Cena to a match. And because, Paul Heyman is still his friend, even though they split away. And Cesaro doesn't let um, Cena bully his friend, he's got to defend him. So Cesaro versus Cena comes up, and God, it was a really good match. There were actually two good matches, which was Rollins versus Jericho, which comes up later, but this is one of them. Cesaro versus Cena was a really good match. Um, it was a really good match, and I don't know if anybody noticed this, but like I really remember the last match because I watched it multiple times, and when they try to go for their like the moves that they did last time, like they reversed it this time, which I thought was pretty cool. But I have to mention when someone says Cena can't wrestle, Cena just like comes with the weirdest moves. Like I think he did like a monkey flip in this match, and he did like a Hurricane Rana and a drop kick, and he did like all these moves. I believe he did a power bomb too. So
A horrible power bomb.
it really was. But he tries to go out like yes I can wrestle thing. But it
I
was a
can
really
wrestle. Don't tell me I can't wrestle. I'll show
um
you.
but it was a really good match because Cesaro actually did the Cesaro swing, which is I was just like, oh my god, they actually did the Cesaro swing this time. So
Which
and they
I
actually
honestly, a lot of people are saying, oh, WWE's telling him not to do it because it's too over. I honestly think it's cool that he uses it only like in certain times, because if you use it every week, it's just gonna get old and it's gonna seem like a normal move. So I think it's good
yeah.
that he reserves it for certain opponents.
But at the same time, I feel like it is. I mean, I feel like it's a crowd pleaser in my opinion. Because I feel like if I was there, I would just be counting the swing with him, which is pretty fun. But he actually did the Swiss Death too, the very European uppercut, and I really marked out for that. I love that uppercut. I swear to God, the first time I saw it, it was just amazing. I don't know why, but I've not seen Cesaro just do his typical moves in like forever, or rather, I'm just not really paying attention to his matches anymore. But of course, Cena wins, but he had to win off like a top rope AA, which really makes him strong coming into SummerSlam, which is 3 weeks from now. But we'll have to see what they have for Brock and Cena, and hopefully Cesaro, and they just don't put him with the Nation of Domination. So, um,
Not possible. He's not black.
well, I mean, like not put him, but I mean, like
Oh,
feud
like feud
them,
with
yeah.
him?
Yeah, I feel
The
like they would
Nation
do
of
that.
Domination versus Cesaro at
I feel like
SummerSlam.
Cesaro would just like.
He'll swing all three of them at once.
What if like Cesaro and Rusev just teamed up and just went against the
Oh
nation?
God. They went
God,
against the whole United States. Should be,
yeah.
well, it would be like a triple threat tag team match. It would be the Nation of Domination versus Rusev and Cesaro versus Jack Swagger and Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Oh my God,
Imagine that.
that would be amazing.
We
But
need to we need to become WWE writers. We know what people want.
oh
Obviously.
my God. So
So
next,
after Cesaro and John Cena, we had Stephanie and Triple H backstage. Stephanie was basically saying, "Oh, I'm so sad because I was in jail and I'll never get over the smell, and how can I ever get the look out of my children's face of disgust because they hate me and blah 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 blah." And Triple H is like, "It's all right. We'll go out there and we'll settle this." And then Randy Orton comes out of nowhere and he's like, "What are you doing, Triple H? That wasn't the plan last week. You weren't supposed to give Brock Lesnar the title shot. You're supposed to give me the title shot." And then Triple H basically explains that since Roman Reigns attacked Randy Orton, he lost his title shot. Which I don't know how that makes sense, but I guess it
I
does.
yeah, I
And so Randy Orton is like, "Oh, so Roman Reigns makes me lose my title shot. I want a match with him. I want to fight him." And then Triple H is like, "It's all right. He's gonna face Kane." So we have Roman Reigns versus Kane set up, and Randy Orton very angry man. Um, and after that we had a little segment with Paige.
okay. So Paige came out, and I think this was another good segment that really made me enjoy Raw. I think so far it's been a really good show, but Paige comes out and she says AJ is still her best friend in the world, and she crossed the line last week, and she saw AJ as someone who stole her title, and then AJ comes out and they eventually just come back, they just talk and la la la, and Paige says if she does not believe AJ, then she must be crazy. Which I really think that was really cool that they mentioned like the crazy thing with AJ. I thought that was pretty cool. The how like she still gets mad of how people call her crazy, and like when she said that, I was like, oh, and I was like that really got me into it. So um, AJ eventually attacks her, and then all that. But I feel like this is a really good Divas Championship segment, especially with Paige and AJ. I think the second best feud that they had so far in the PG era or whatever you want to call it is probably like Paige. I'm not Paige. I mean AJ and Caitlyn. But I think Paige and AJ. I think they're going better than Paige, AJ and Caitlyn. I think Paige and AJ have more of a chemistry, as in microphone, because I feel like Caitlyn was never that good on the microphone. She was actually a really good wrestler. But Paige is a good wrestler. AJ is a pretty good wrestler, and they're both really good on the microphone. But that's about it. AJ attacks her and makes a crazy look and all that.
Don't say crazy look, alright? She's not crazy.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, sure, okay.
Don't let her hear you call her crazy.
Okay.
Well, after that little segment with the Divas Championship, we finally had Stephanie and Triple H come out, and it's time for Stephanie to, I guess, apologize. So Triple H and Stephanie are in the ring, and before Stephanie could apologize to the crowd, Chris Jericho comes out. And Chris Jericho, we all know Chris Jericho and Stephanie are not the best of friends. They're not even friends at all. They were pretty long-time rivals throughout the Attitude Era. Once they teamed up, but it was really short of a thing. So Jericho comes out and he basically trashes the two of them and makes fun of them both.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Bad boys, bad boys. He sings that song. He mentions Orange is the New Black, which is a show about, I guess, women in prison. And then he talks about Triple H's nose. Which, who doesn't want to make fun of Triple H's nose, right? And then finally, Chris Jericho calls Stephanie. I'm trying to figure out what he says, but I'm not sure. He goes on with a long name that ends with trash bag hoe. But before he could say hoe, Triple H stops him. And then Jericho says the real reason he's at... Oh, well, Triple H says you better start worrying about the Wyatt family and Bray Wyatt and not us. And Jericho says, well, that's actually why I'm out here. And Jericho said he wanted a match with Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw. But Triple H says he'll have to wait until SummerSlam. Basically establishing the match for SummerSlam. And then he says that he'll have a match and he gets attacked. By who? By the authorities. What should I call him? Their bitch. That's Seth Rollins. The Money in the Bank. Mr. Money in the Bank. So he gets attacked by him, setting up a match for later tonight. Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho.
Alright, so I think that was a pretty funny segment with Jericho. Jericho's a shit dude. Like I always thought Jericho was like he was actually the one who could actually make me laugh. Not like fucking Santino, who's making like, or Jerry Lawler making the like corny ass jokes. But Jericho always made me laugh, no matter what. Because he's such an entertainer. He's such a good wrestler, which is a really good combination. Excuse me, but next we have The Miz and Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler and the Usos. But before I get into anything in the match, this is basically two feuds coming together. So I'm guessing it's the Usos versus Ryback now, like for the tag titles, like later on. I
guess maybe.
I feel like that's what they're doing, since Dolph is going up against Miz for the IC Championship soon. But I don't know how they really go from the Wyatt family to Ryback. I feel like that's just gonna downgrade from the matches that the Usos usually had with the Wyatt family. But in my opinion, I still think the Ascensions are Rybacks are just reserving their spot for now, and the Ascension is just gonna take over one day. But I don't know if you heard this or not. I just heard it this morning, or I think yesterday. But I heard the Ascensions were actually training in the Performance Center, which I was really excited. The Ascensions are freaking amazing. Like, God, I feel like the Usos versus Ascensions would be an ultimate dream match for me so far, and I think that would really step up their game. And I think the Ascensions are the only ones at this point who can really take the titles. I mean, if the White family cannot take the titles, I don't think Ryback can. So, um, we eventually entered the match. It was a pretty good tag team match. Eventually went into the end with Dolph Ziggler getting in the hot tag and hit most of his moves on Ryback. And he hit the zigzag, and he won another match on Raw.
Another match,
Yeah.
second week in a row that he wins a match on Raw.
Um, I gotta say, Miz is like I don't really like how they're using The Rock. And it's like another copy of The Rock, like you said. But like he's really selling the money maker face thing. Like he always moves away from the face moves.
So
So I find it's
annoying.
pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think it's really good sell by the Miz. Gonna give him props for that, even though I really hate the Miz. I really hate the Miz. I feel like he's just like another Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say another Rock, I mean just came back and just won the championship out of nowhere. I was like, God, that
But
was
at least the Miz has more than just like one match after he wins the title.
yes, thank you.
So
That's the only thing. So I believe you wanted to talk about
I did
this.
want to talk about this. This is a very emotional segment for
Yes.
me. We had a match between R-Truth and The Undertaker. Not The Undertaker. Someone better than The Undertaker. Someone who held the greatest streak in WWE history. Bo Dallas. We had R-Truth versus Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas is 17 and Bo before this match. So Bo Dallas, before the match though, has a little segment where he talks about R-Truth and talks about how he has this undefeated streak. Meanwhile, R-Truth has a lot of losses in his record book.
By the
But
way, that really scared me. I feel like, uh, but you know what? Continue.
okay. But Bo Dallas said he could one day maybe win a match again if he just Bo leaves. So, R-Truth does Bo leave. R-Truth does Bo leave in this match, and Bo Dallas kind of gets ahead of himself, and he like hits one move on R-Truth and goes for his victory lap. But he hasn't won yet. He just goes for a victory lap, runs around the ring, gets in the ring, and just like does a little twirl in the air, and he gets rolled up by R-Truth. And here's the scary part. R-Truth wins. And R-Truth defeats the greatest streak in sports and entertainment history.
All right, I really
Greatest
want to
streak.
say something about the streak. It was a really emotional moment. It was a really shocking moment. I remember as a kid, I used to watch him on TV all the time, and my mom and I would just watch him on TV, and it was amazing of how he had an amazing streak, and he would truly be missed as one of the greatest streaks alive. So, thank you, Bo Dallas, for all the the matches you put up for us. Thank you so much. You've entertained us all.
Hashtag thank you, Bo.
Thank you, Bo.
That win, that loss was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
So,
So,
but after that, I believe Bo Dallas actually attacked our truth,
yeah,
right?
he did.
Yeah.
He had the mic and he was like, "I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Good job." And then he attacks him. So, not mad though. And he does hit the double arm DDT, which you were like ecstatic about. You're like, "Yes,
Yes,
love
because
this."
I didn't. Like, I still like the Bo Dog, but I just think it's a little cheesy or a little corny because he has to run all the way to the freaking corner and spin around and hit the Bo Dog. So I can't even call it the Bulldog anymore because of Bo
The
Dallas.
bulldog is just a bulldog.
I can't even say believe. I have to say believe.
Yeah.
God. So after that, it was probably my one of my favorite segments of tonight. It was Rusev and Lana coming out and
Lana.
they come out and they say the same thing. You know, Lana just tells them to shut up and all that. And they show Putin on the Titantron, of course, which is amazing. And then Swagger and Coulter come out.
Well, actually,
Oh wait,
before they
actually,
come out,
yeah, they actually showed George Bush. I was
George W.
laughing
Bush.
because I feel like everybody really hated that guy as a president. I wasn't really political at the time of when he was president. I didn't really care. But I heard a lot of people really hated him as a
They
president,
darn
which I
sure
thought
did.
I was like really laughing at that.
George W. Bush puts the W in WWE, though. So,
Because the swagger and culture come out and they come out and they like mention all these American traditions. It's like when you just get together Thanksgiving and all that and go out to girls and beer and
he said that the American flag represents pickup trucks, pretty girls, and beer.
I really got a lot of pop. I don't even know why.
Because
Like
they were
all
in Texas, that's why.
oh my god, there's
No, not trying to be rude or anything, but
yeah,
come
all the
on.
white boys in the crowd.
You wanna get a
Beer.
big pop about pickup trucks, pretty ladies, and beer in California or New York or someplace.
True.
But
So
in Texas, yeah.
yeah.
Obviously.
So Swagger runs down to the ring and decks Rusev, and eventually Rusev throws him into the barricade, and then right as Rusev was about to put Swagger in the accolade, Swagger rolls under him, puts him in that Patriot lock, and Rusev retreats, and it's really cool just to see these guys. I feel like every time they fight, it's really cool, and it really makes me excited for the match itself. I still think they need a stipulation thrown in this time.
Flag match. Flag on a
Flag.
pole match.
No, not on a pole, but
Yeah, on a
I mean,
pole. That's how they do the flag matches.
yeah, but that's a little bit too not. I mean, like, I wasn't really
Or
fond
even
of
better,
flag.
even better. On
But
one side, on Jack Swagger's corner, we'll have a pole, which has a chain that's holding up a cage in which in which Coulter is in. All right, and on Rusev's corner, we have a pole that has a chain with a cage that has Lana in it, and each superstar has to try to get their manager off of the pole.
what? What is it?
This is WCW. That's what.
Oh God, this is. Oh God, that God. But I wasn't really fond of the flag match because it's just you climb the top turnbuckle and that's about it, and you just get it. I feel like that's a little, because like every time I saw a flag match and someone was going for the flag, they would really get it super slow because it's just so easy to get up there.
Yeah, I've seen a flag match live,
Oh God. Oh yeah, I
and
think I
it
remember
was
that.
horrible.
Well, I think it
Because
was
that's exact. It's like the Money in the Bank match when
yeah.
they're climbing the ladder. There's
Yeah,
no
but
one
a little,
around, and
like
they're trying to reach for the briefcase, and they're only on the first rung of the damn ladder. Like, what are you doing? You can't get it from there. You're
I
not
mean,
tall enough.
it's better than the top turnbuckle, you know. So, I believe what you watched it was like DiBiase versus Hunico,
It
right?
was, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
And it's funny
match.
because it took like 15 minutes for them to set up the flags, because they kept falling down. Like prior
Okay,
to the match, it was just god awful.
so next, I believe you want to talk about this match.
This match like tore me apart because I didn't know who I wanted to win. Damian Sandow came out in a astronaut outfit, and since they're in Houston, Texas, what does he say? Houston, we have a problem. And he it's so bad. It's getting so like I don't know if I like these segments or if I don't. Like it's poor Sandow. But he does come out with an astronaut outfit and blah blah blah, and he talks about how he came on the planet Earth to search for intelligent beings, and all he's found is a bunch of idiots. And then Adam Rose comes out with the I can't even think of his the rosebuds. Okay, so he comes out with the rosebuds, and then he gets the mic and he tells him to stop being such a sour lemon. and then Sandow takes advantage, throwing his astronaut helmet into Adam Rose's head. It was a really short match, and Rose won with the party foul. Of
I'm done.
course, as always.
I'm done. I'm literally done. Like, you look back on Sin now, you would think he would be like main event status, especially when he won the Money in the Bank and he was feuding with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he won the money. He
He
went
is
from winning
now.
the Money in the Bank
And if you
to
just like,
this.
I believe one match they had, like Adam Rose kicked out of his finisher, and he like if at like Steven Sandow cannot even get like three moves in, and he just gets hit with like one finisher and he loses. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not even gonna rant about Sandow anymore. I'm just gonna go with it. Like I'm done hoping for Sandow.
I still have hope in
I
Sandow.
still have hope too, but I'm just I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hope Sandow has a big match this week. Like no, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm
I'm not
gonna
even.
hope for Sandow, but I'm not. I'm gonna hope that he doesn't have a match.
Oh my God,
I'm
it's
gonna
better
hope
than.
he gets a push, but not a match anytime soon. Because he's just the most ridiculous outfits, and then he has to wrestle in them, and god awful.
All right, I feel like Sandow should just. I don't know. I feel like she just go away for like 6 months and then just come back, like as his gimmick before, not whatever this shit
Yeah,
is. I feel like that would be
he
good
should
for
go back
like
to the intellectual savior of the
yes,
masses,
that
not
was
the
amazing.
not a goof who wears a costume every single week.
God, I really thought it was it when he came out and he like, do I have to wear another costume this week? And I was like,
Yeah, when he
really
said that on
sad.
the pre-show of Raw, I think it got a lot of people hyped and starting to get behind Sandow, and they really just killed that because they're putting him in costumes every week now. The only costume I thought was really funny though was when he came out as Shawn Michaels. I'm not gonna lie, I
And
laughed.
Bret Hart, that
No,
was
yeah,
it,
Bret Hart too.
and maybe Mr. McMahon too. Just like
I don't know about
anything
that one.
wrestling related, but
Yeah, if it's a wrestler, maybe I'll
not like some
it's
basketball
entertaining.
player like.
Yeah, we don't want to see LeBron James anymore.
We're fucking astronauts. I'm done. Like, all right. So, Roman Reigns versus Kane is up next. This event was announced earlier in the night, and the match never starts because the Roman Reigns gets attacked by Randy Orton, who eventually, attacks him out of the crowd out of nowhere, and uh, Orton is just like he's back, dude. Like as the Viper. Like, why couldn't we get this Orton like 6 months ago? Like when Stephanie said, "Where's that Randy Orton who DDT'd me or whatever?" Like, why couldn't we get this Orton before when she said that? We're just like getting it like after WrestleMania or after like four pay-per-views, and he's just coming back. Like this is the Randy Orton everyone wanted to see, just fucking beating the shit out of people, and just he eventually ended it with two RKO's because he fucked up the first one. He I feel like Orton gets pissed every time like he hits an RKO on the announce table. It's just like it just is like it just doesn't break. It's just
I
funny.
think Randy gets pissed just whenever he makes or something or makes a mistake in his match or in his segment.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
And face planted.
I think
God.
Randy just needs to calm down.
I know, but I feel like the RKO on the announce table is really, ew. I feel like that's just like another, like it just hurts more you than the other person.
Yeah, especially when you hit it, you land on the damn monitor
Yeah, you would
every
think like,
single
God,
time.
like you would think like of other finishers like trying to do that and it just wouldn't work. I don't know what other finishers they could do that would look stupid on the announce table, but RKO is one for sure. Um, Maybe like a kill switch because that wouldn't even break
Yeah,
it either.
that's
I
essentially
mean,
the
like
same
it
thing.
hurts like the opponent, but I don't think it would break it. Like something like the AA or like the Batista bomb would do it, but
Yes, a move where you throw the person into the table is a smarter move than when you're going through the table at the same time as them. Like, no,
Like
don't.
maybe the rock bottom, because that has another purpose, but because you're actually slamming the guy's back on it. But next, you probably love this match, right?
I did love this match. This was a match of the
I did.
night.
I hated this match. Literally, okay, it was Fandon versus Diego, and I literally rolled my eyes so bad when Diego came out, especially when he had the bitches come out with him, and I was just like, God, I just wanted to like,
Excuse you.
I mean, thank you, but
You're not Brie Bella. You're not allowed to say that word.
God, I don't know, I just rolled my eyes really bad. I just really don't like the Los Matadores. I liked them for like 2 weeks, but that's about it. I knew they're just gonna be like this eventually.
They're the best tag team in the whole
Done. Stop.
WWE.
Done. No, don't even.
Especially El Torito. He has an undefeated streak as
I
well.
hate El Torito.
Oh, actually, he doesn't. He doesn't. I'm sorry.
God, I'm like JBL with this. Like,
JBL wants one. He wants a bull. He wants a little bull for himself.
yeah, but he doesn't like El Torito anymore. That's the point when I say that. So just continue with
I think he does like El Torito because
no,
he's trying to
not
get
what he
him
said.
help.
Not what he
He's-
said
he's-
after.
God.
Just continue with the match.
So the match was shit. I don't know how it ended, but it ended with
It
Fandango
was actually a
losing.
roll up.
No, of course.
You
God.
know,
It ended with Fandango losing, and then the two girls coming in, and then they kissed El Torito, and El Torito passed out, and he got molested, basically. He got molested
to
by the...
JBL. Yeah, to JBL. Like, God, what the hell is wrong with you, JBL? You're not supposed to say shit like that on TV. You're not supposed to say molested when children are watching. Like, what if like the children just look up the word molested, and that's not even PG. I hope they have heat for that. I heard like they could say whatever they want, but
I hope he can. I highly doubt it. I bet he probably got like yelled at by Vince McMahon in his earpiece after he said that. Like immediately after, he probably got chewed out by Vince.
yes, it just says the stupidest things. Like
Damn it, JBL!
he's working, Michael. God, I'm done. I think
The
once
bull is twerking, Michael.
I know no one ever noticed this, but I forgot who it was. It was these two guys who were feuding, and he said, if this guy can't get along with this guy, wait, no, he said if Chris Brown cannot get along with Rihanna, then this guy cannot get along with this guy. Which
Oh,
has
it was CM Punk and Paul Heyman.
really? Oh
Yeah.
God, I was just like, why would you say that? Oh my God, and then it just brings up like the story of them. It's just
Oh.
JBL, just stop, please. Like, it's cool. It's cool that he's back on commentary fully. I think it's cool because it's better than Jerry Lawler. But God, just stop saying these stupid things. Okay, so after that we have Stephanie McMahon. She's in Diva's locker room calling for Nikki Bella, and I don't even know what Nikki said. Like, me and Gio were actually contemplating from what Nikki
Yeah, we were
said.
trying to put the
I was
puzzle
like-
together.
I was like, what? Here's what she said. She said, Stephanie McMahon does not have to eat a lot of crap, but she hopes she likes the taste of it. What? What does that even mean?
oh, who knows what it means?
God, but I believe next we have Natalia Naomi versus Alicia Fox and Cameron. It's
Which I didn't watch.
Naomi won. Naomi won. With like I had
to the
scissors.
Naomi tap out. It's called the Naomi tap out. I just called it that right now.
Oh,
I
God.
trademark it. I copyright it. All that stuff.
It was
Naomi.
like a body scissor I don't even know. I seriously don't
I'm
even
trying
know.
to figure out
Like the
what
crowd was
it could
literally
possibly
like
be called.
it was like a scissor body scissor
It was like
like
a head, like torso, scissor submission hold thing.
and the crowd was like so dead and they didn't even
They're
cheer
like,
when
what
she
the
won.
shit is this? What is that that
It's
she's
like
doing?
I would be like that too. I was like, God, I would not want to see that SummerSlam.
It
Like,
looked like if like AJ put on her submission like the opposite way and
ew,
then fell onto the floor by accident.
ew,
That's what it
ew,
looked like.
really bad. But I feel like I should talk about the next match because God, this match was awful and no one gave a shit about. But
No one gave a shit about it.
yeah. So I believe you didn't watch this match either, right? But
I
you did eventually see it.
yeah.
But it was Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins, which was announced earlier in the segment, which with Authority and Chris Jericho, and it was a really good match. It was a really good match. I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins like just feud one day. Like I feel like Jericho and the Authority have a really good connection, especially since Stephanie McMahon is in there. Like when Chris Jericho came out, I was really surprised, but I feel like Chris Jericho and the Authority have a really good click. So um, if Chris Jericho would feud with the Authority, I feel like he would just go up against Seth Rollins with another good match. And it was a good match on Raw. And there was one spot that I really liked. I think Jericho's was about to bounce off the ropes, but he like stayed on the ropes, and um, most of the time the other opponent would go for a drop kick, but Seth Rollins knew Chris Jericho stopped, so Seth Rollins just completely mind fucked Jericho and just freaking backflip. So I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. So eventually Seth Rollins went for a springboard knee, I believe, and Jericho uh, he reversed it into a midair code breaker, and then the Whites came out, and I believe they just attacked him, right? And
Yeah.
that was about it. Did they cut a promo or anything? Because I didn't
No, they
really.
didn't cut any kind of promo.
Yeah.
They just attacked him and then hit him with the Sister Abigail, and so
But
basically the same stuff they've
I
done to
still
everyone.
think they need a gimmick for Jericho, and I say that a lot, but um, I think because like Jericho and Bray Wyatt and Swagger and Rusev didn't really come up to my full expectations, so I think a stipulation would be good if they just put one in at SummerSlam. But
I think Jericho needs to be the heel.
Jericho needs to be the heel.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
needs to
know.
act like a heel.
I think he needs to be serious, honestly.
I think he
Like
needs to act like a heel, aka be serious would be
like really
what would happen.
serious. Like I mean, it's funny when he comes out and tries to be entertaining, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah, but he
um,
needs to be a heel. If
yeah, no, I don't think he needs to be heel, but I think he needs like the aggression when he was a heel,
I th- I
like
I
like he
think he.
speaks softly like this and like freaking just talks to Wyatt like he's mind fucking Bray Wyatt. But um, so that was about it after that segment, which is a really good match. It was a really good match. Yeah, they had really two good matches there. They had Jericho and Rollins, and they had Cesaro and Cena.
And
And
our
the,
Truth versus Bo Dallas. That was historical. You could tell your grandchildren about this day. You
yeah,
watched
sure.
the end
Yeah.
of the streak.
Oh yeah, true. That's true. I could tell my kids I watched the end of the streak.
Yeah, the best
In
streak in sports history.
sports history,
Yeah,
not even sports
not
entertainment. It's
sports
just sports.
entertainment.
It's just
Screw
sports
sports
history.
entertainment.
Just
Sports
sports
history.
history.
Yeah,
Right. So we have the end segment
the
right
end
here.
segment, which was the moneymaker. Which really surprised me because usually WWE does not end with women in their segments, which was
Yeah,
pretty good
I
this
gotta say,
time.
I said this to Gio earlier, but how they had three diva segments on the show. It's just really odd because like most of the time they would just have one, which is like Natalia and Naomi and Cameron and all that. Just like something no one gave a shit about, but they actually had 3 diva segments, and I actually gave 2/3 of the segments a shit. You know, I really cared about Paige and AJ, and I really cared about Stephanie and Brie. But you know, no one cares about Naomi and Cameron. So
No, no one does. So Stephanie basically just starts cutting a promo about how her kids are starting to feel the effects of her arrest and how they're getting made fun of, and none of her friends or her friends' parents or her kids' friends' parents are letting them come over for a play date because their mother has been arrested last week, and how she's so sad and blah blah blah. And then Brie comes out of nowhere and starts saying, cut the bullshit, lady. No one gives a shit about your kids. You're the heel. I'm the face. So Brie, so Stephanie starts like begging her to like drop the charges, and Brie's like, I don't know. And Stephanie starts bribing her. First she bribes her with, I'll start treating your sister great and stop treating her so badly. And Brie's like, that sounds good, but that's not enough. And Stephanie says, oh, well then I'll give her a raise. And then Brie is like, I want my job back. And Stephanie's like, oh, I'll give you your job back. Yeah, you can have your job back. Yay. And then Brie asks for a match at SummerSlam. And Stephanie, of course, thinks she wants a Divas Championship match. So she's like, yeah, I'll give you a Divas Championship match. Even better, I'll give you a total Divas match. How is that better than a Divas Championship match? Please tell me, someone.
I don't know either.
But Brie Bella denies and says, no, I want a match with you, Stephanie. And Stephanie's like, I'm not a wrestler. I haven't wrestled for like
over 10 years.
like 10 years. God. So Brie basically says, well then I'll see you in court when I sue you. Which was a horrible sentence. All you had to say was, I'll see you in court. And then Stephanie says, okay, I'll give you the match. And she's like crying. And then out of nowhere, she hits Brie Bella. And Brie Bella was on the apron when this happened, and she goes flying off onto the floor. And Stephanie says the most evil thing you can ever think of. She says, at SummerSlam, I'm gonna make you my bitch.
God, that really shocked me because, like, she just went full sad to full, like, I'm gonna kick your ass at SummerSlam, which I thought was really cool by Stephanie. That, like, I literally thought she was, like, in character as, like, a woman, like how a woman would actually react, like how she was crying. But then she automatically turned, and I was like, whoa, and then I was like, God, I hope Stephanie McMahon really comes out in these segments, like, really like that. I hope she mentions that the fact that she was a one-time women's championship.
She was.
She went, yeah.
She was.
I hope she's like, you don't want to mess with me. I'm a former women's champion, and all that jazz. And I'm the boss's daughter, and I know all about the industry.
I can't wait. I hope they put like segments of her training with Triple H backstage. I really want to see that. Like, I hope Triple H I hope Triple H gets a match, and then they both start training together, like backstage segments.
I feel like Triple H was just training with her just to help her. But I remember it was I believe it was Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon was just training with Shane McMahon.
And there's been multiple occasions where Vince has matches, and then they have segments where he's training.
Yeah.
Like, there's been one with the Shawn with, there's been a match with Stone Cold that he's done that for.
Yeah.
So.
That's really funny.
And then one for the Royal Rumble. God.
I really hope they bring back those segments because, I think the last time they brought a segment like that was, like, with, Team Hell No, and they were just, like, in the restaurants and stuff. They were just actually out of, like, things. So I really like when they, like, go outside of wrestling and just go out to do or like
segments to increase the segment or to increase the storyline.
Yeah. So I really like that, but I feel like this is like the second biggest match of SummerSlam for some reason, which sounds weird.
Will be.
And I know it wouldn't be a good match, but well, Brie Bella is actually improving, since she's married to Daniel Bryan, and Stephanie, man, she's been in the company for like a long time, so I don't know where this match would go. I feel like they're just gonna brawl a lot, but I don't know where this will go, honestly.
I have a feeling um, the match will happen like this. Stephanie's gonna make it so that the odds are in her favor. So, she's gonna make it a Lumberjill match. Huh? A Lumberjill match? All the heel divas. It's only gonna be heel divas who come out and surround the ring. And then, like, there's gonna be probably a segment or a spot where Stephanie throws Brie Bella out of the ring, and then all the divas start attacking her. And then from out of nowhere, the face divas come out and they start attacking the heel divas. So then they take their attention off Stephanie and then, or off Brie, and then Stephanie's like, stop fighting, all of you. And then Brie rolls in the ring and come out of nowhere. She does some crazy shit and then wins. I feel like that's gonna be the whole match right there.
I feel like one thing that could happen is Nikki Bella turning on Brie. Because, this is not going to continue long, so they're just going to have, a bitch. Like, I feel like Nikki Bella could be a bitch of the Authority. Just have her feud with Brie. I don't know, something like that. I don't even know what's going to happen. I don't know if I could say I'm excited for the match, but I can't say I'm not excited, but I can't say I'm excited, so
I'm definitely excited.
I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen. That's it. But I'm not excited for the match itself. But I'm really excited for the segments that they're going to do because I know they're both really good when it comes. Well, at least Stephanie, but I don't know what to say. I'm really glad. It's really funny how this was the last segment and
Yeah.
John Cena had the first segment.
Yeah, John Cena usually closes the show. But this
But
time,
I really like this.
Stephanie
Like,
closed the show.
yeah, the Authority usually starts it, and then Cena ended it, but now it's like the opposite, which is cool. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Definitely,
um,
definitely cool. I can't speak English today.
All right, so that was pretty much it, and
Pretty much it.
that was a pretty good Raw in my opinion. Just like
It was.
little things that really didn't really like not Bo. I like the Bo Dallas segment. I didn't really like the Sandown Rose and the Fandango and the Diego. But that's about it. And overall, it was a really good show, honestly. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Out of 10, 5 being average, what do you give the show?
Probably a 7.5 or an 8. I don't know.
I
I
would
can't
give
really
it a
say.
7 as well. A 7,
Yeah.
just flat 7.
Flat
show.
7.
It
It
was
was
a
a
pretty
pretty
good
good show.
It was.
I'd say 7.5.
I'd say 7.6.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, how about that?
So, uh, that. Okay, so that's about it for our Raw review, I believe, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that is basically it for our Raw review. If you liked this video, please leave a like. It'll help us know who likes us and who doesn't. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Do it. And follow us on Twitter, link in the description. And leave a comment on what you thought about this Raw. I don't know why I did that with Raw. But thank you for watching. Until next time.
Raw.
Raw.